what you've got to work with, and then you can mix up some more of that resin, put a little bit more of the resin on, put a little bit more on, sand it, and all that kind of stuff to get a nice smooth surface. So work in progress. Keep it up, baby. All right, while she's doing that, I'm gonna go outside. We've got a mattress box spring pad out here. Oh, you can't really see it, but anyways, I got to pull that apart and cut it up and throw it into the garbage bin. Here's all of our stuff. We had to transfer it into this room here because we ended up mopping the floors and stuff and cleaning up. This looks pretty good. And as a matter of fact, if you were wondering about my doors, these doors turned out really nice. They're all nice and dry now. I'm letting them cure today a little bit. I didn't want to just throw them together. I had plenty of other stuff to do inside, so I'm kind of letting these dry and harden up a little bit more because they're semi-gloss that we did. And in the meanwhile, what did I do today? I installed mini blinds. I've got mini blinds installed, and in the different rooms. That was kind of a nice little pain in itself, because I gave them measurements, and the guys at Home Depot, they just made it the same measurement that I gave them. And you're not supposed to do that. When you give measurements of your window opening left to right, top to bottom, and then the window blind company, they make deductions as to how much shorter the top rod needs to be and the side blinds need to be. As it was, they gave it to me the exact measurement that I gave them, and I ended up having to cut the top rails a little bit with my tin snips, because even they had little plastic trim pieces that bumped it out a 1/16 on both sides. There's another 1/8 of an inch unaccounted for. I even had to cut this bottom metal, and I did that with my tin snips. And these were kind of cool in it being that I'm like, how do you open and close these? And there's no strings on them. So I wasn't really going to show you this right now, but we'll just do it. They give you some plastic deals here, and you just lift up on it, and they go up to however high you want. And then to pull back down, you just grab this and pull, and you want it down a little bit more, pull it a little bit more. And as for the Twizzler, you've got the Twizzle things here, and then you can open and close them like that. So that was pretty good. But you just have to remember that when you order them, you've got to ask them the questions. Hey, if you're going to cut it, make sure you cut it smaller. And they should already know that. That just pissed me off when that happened, because every single one I had to cut. And then what do you suppose I had to cut too? I had to cut all these side pieces with my tin snips. And I ended up cutting all of these all the way down because they were hitting the edge and stuff. But I got them. And then I installed a 3-way switch right here for this light. That works now. And I've got how to install switches on my channel. And over here, the 3-way switch was right there for the light, and the 3-way switch should have been there. And this switch is going to be for this light here. Well, what they did was they had, for that light up there was the first one, not the second one. So I turned the circuits off, and not only was this on one circuit here, this was on one separate circuit, and I thought I better check this other one, not making the assumption that they only brought one circuit into here. And sure enough, this one here was on a separate circuit, so I had to turn off 2 breakers here in order to take this out, flip-flop them around. I just took all the wires, moved them over, took this switch, moved it over here. I didn't take the wires apart on the back side. I just took all the wires already connected to the light switch and moved the whole thing and flip-flopped them. So I did that. And then I came in here, single pole light switch here. I made sure I turned the breaker off because that was giving me fits. It wasn't paddling properly, so I fixed that. In here, this one was working, but it's hardly clicking like this. And this one's not doing anything. This was set up so that if you wanted to, you could take that light fixture out and you can install a ceiling fan there. And they had it wired so that this would connect, this would turn the ceiling fan light on, and this would turn the ceiling fan on. Okay, so you wouldn't have to pull the pull chain all the time. But as it is, they're never going to use this switch over here, even though it's still working and it wasn't clicking properly. I took the switch here, took it off of the wires, moved it over to this one, and flip-flopped those. And I you know, that kind of stuff is on my channel. Put all those things up, and I did a few other things too. Reinstalled these lights in the bedrooms. You know, got those back up there, put the bulbs back in, put this one up way up high, stuck that up. And now, while Mommy's doing her thing over there, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna get that thing pulled apart and torn apart, cut down, bent, whatever I have to do to get it into the garbage container. So that's my project, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. Hey baby, how'd it go today on the tub?
It went pretty well.
Pretty well?
Go ahead and take a look.
Let's take a quick look. We're just getting ready to leave, and she's put some stuff on here, and it says to let it dry. What, 24 hours or something? She's put it all on here. She's got double layer in a couple places more, and I think I could live with that. She's gonna have to put some more filler in there for sure, and sand it and stuff, and taper it and all kinds of stuff. But that's what the patch looks like so far. I mean, we weren't gonna start tearing out the entire tub enclosure. This is a tub enclosure that's part of the tub. Taking all that stuff out, forget it. You know, this house is being sold, and as long as we get a halfway decent patch, it's on the inside. You don't really see it from anywhere else, and it's still going to hold water when it's all said and done. Okay, that's the main thing, and I think we can do it. And we can even save some money. We'll probably save $500 doing it ourselves, yeah?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
A new unit would be much more.
Yeah, oh yeah. And okay, so we're out of here for today, and she's gonna work more on the tub tomorrow, and I'm gonna start working on the doors. I'm gonna start putting the new hinges on, the strike plates. I've got everything numbered and everything, and I've got to start bringing these doors in. All the doors have cured today. They were already dry last night before we left. But you know, if you get any paint on your hinge locations, or where your door latch goes here, and even the door knob here, I like to let these set for as long as possible before I screw the door hardware on here and all that kind of stuff, because once I tighten that up, I know it's going to be stuck on there. Hey, the next owner, when they take the doorknobs off, they're going to have a heck of a time getting them off, because it's going to be like glued on there, because the paint still has to cure and harden up. The more days you can leave it like this, the better. And then when I put the door hardware on there, I'm going to put it snug, but I'm not going to try to over tighten it. Okay, so that's my project. Tomorrow, oh, I got some mortar here. I've got to mix up some mortar. The gate latch is loose on the other side, and I'll have to mix up that and all that. But things are shaping up. Today's Monday. We're trying to get out of here in a couple days from now, aren't we? 2 more days. 2 more days of heck with an L.
We have weather stripping, we have mortar.
Weather stripping to put in. That's going to be easy. The caulking, yeah, I'm kind of dreading that. I don't know why. It's going to take me a long time, but all of this tile, huh?
I can do it.
You can do it.
I will do it.
You want to do it? I'll show you how.
Show me how.
I'll show you how. But you know, I don't want it to look all messed up at the end. I want it to look nice. Do you think you could do it?
I think I can do it.
Well, that remains to be seen. I'll have her watch me do one area, and then she might change her mind. I don't know. Anyways, let's skedaddle.
Let's get out. Come on.